everyone, and welcome back to Break Time Conversations, a YouTube channel where I have conversations with people in the education space. I meet so many interesting and inspiring people every day, and so I decided to document my conversations with them here so that you also can hear their stories and the wonderful work that they do. I'm here today with Rahul Bora, a passionate youth leader and founder director of a youth led social development organization called Thoughts to Action. And this organization is based in Jorhat, Assam. So I happened to bump into Rahul at a life skills workshop that we both happened to attend. And we were also put in the same breakout room, if you remember, Rahul. And the way you spoke, I mean, was it you had so much to say and you seemed to have so much of experience. So I immediately looked you up, found you on LinkedIn, and I contacted you to do this with me. And thank you so much for being here. So Rahul, I seem to be talking too much. So over to you. Why don't you tell us about what you do, what Thoughts to Action is all about?
Yeah. Thanks, Anupa, for actually providing this platform. One thing, I don't know whether I'm really an expert or an experience based on what we are doing, but I think it's a dream sort of a thing that I'm connecting with my work that I'm doing. Because yes, of course, if I have to share my journey or maybe what do I do, so it all started with a very scattered things. Maybe like every other youth, I was also very confused when I was doing my masters in Bosco Institute, Jorhat. So during my masters, like any other students, I was also very much confused on what I really wanted to do in life. And if I have to say what I realized, that I think it's easier sometimes to find out what you really wanted, what you really don't want to do in your life, rather to get it what you want to do in your life. So similarly, I could also find it out what I did not wanted to do at first. And maybe the family that I brought up or the surroundings that we actually live in. So actually most of it demands the education that we do is about we need to have a purpose for our education. And generally the purpose is study, get a job, get married, have children, put them into the education system and ask them to do the same. And I think this is something that I really did not want it to happen with me actually. And that's where I stood up and wanted something different to happen, and I wanted to follow my dreams. And that's where I started this organization. It did not started as an organization, but we some of my friends started, and voluntarily we came up together, wanted to do something for the children. And we have been anyway doing we are very good. And when we started together, we were a group of artists together. We some of us do some or the other form of art forms. And when we saw this strength in our group, I thought, okay, why not we start something related to art and children and education. And that's where in the year 2018, we started a voluntarily a community-based learning center. And that's where the whole journey of Thoughts to Action began. We wanted to bring out the voices of young people. We also wanted to get ideas, imaginations, processes of children's, what do they think? Because most of the time, if we looked at into the education system that we are in now, what I have realized in a couple of times that we are working now, we don't have the participation from the children's, we don't have participations from the parents, what they really wanted to have their children or want their children to become. But rather we are following a norms, study, get a job, get married, and the same thing. I think this is what we are trying to do it differently. And we are basically working now with children from very low income communities. And when we're talking, we are working with tea garden children's. We're working in slum children's from Jorhat areas and daily wage laborers. So what we do is our programs are basically based on life skills, of course. So life skills are that we taught them. And talking about us or me, it's a personal journey actually we are taking. In today's time, definitely it has turned into an organization. But when we started, I think each of us were following our own dreams, or maybe we are trying to connect to our dreams. We're finding our own dreams with it when we were working with the children in the education system. Because we all who the group that we started, the friends that I have, I think we all suffered in the system that we were in. I think this is something that we are trying to give it back. How can we rectify, or maybe we can bring some changes into them, and importantly, maybe into us. Yeah.
That is amazing. I mean, I come across very few people young people who will actually take this step and not follow the usual path, and where you can make money and make a name for yourself. And that's incredible that you and your friends have decided to do this. So when you say you work with these children and you work with these slum children, so is it like a formal education kind of thing? Like, is it a school, or what exactly is it that you do?
Okay. That is something when we started, definitely we were teaching them life skills art. But in the couple of years, what we have understood, or maybe the experiences that we have got it, we also did not wanted to create another parallel system to the existing system. So that's why the whole curriculum, or maybe the work that we are doing, isn't complementary to the system which is already existing. So we have slowly getting into government schools now. So we try to teach them art, which also definitely also teach them about leadership skills, which teach them about values, which also teach them about character strengthening. So the social emotional learning. So this is how we have been trying to complement into the existing system. So why government schools, if you have to ask particularly there? Because what we have realized by walking into the low income communities, that schools have the resources, but I think what is required is to you teach them how to use the resources, how to use them the tools. And I think we as an organization or a group of young people help them to help themselves actually.
Yeah, that's amazing. Instead of reinventing the wheel, you're complementing the system that already exists. Lovely. So I do understand that you started with arts. So would you like to tell us more about why life skills as well? Why did you find that life skills are so important?
Yeah. That's a very important question, and also maybe a challenging question to answer into this, because life skills is the most important part that we have thought when, but it's very difficult to actually show it as a tangible result because we don't really have tangible results actually. When we talk about infrastructures, when we talk about development, I think these are very easy to show you that I build up a school. We have 100 numbers of students. We have 1,000 teachers trained. I think when it comes to qualitative things, it's very difficult to explain. When we talk about leadership, when you talk about life skills, I think it is most about you. What are the changes that you are getting? What are the transformations that happens to a person? And in a year, on a year, 2 years of 2 years, 3 years, I think it's difficult to show what is the impact that is creating. But I believe the changes that happens within you is the transformation that we are trying to see in the children. And in the journey, I think it's not only the children who are getting impacted. I think it's also us who are also getting impacted, or maybe there are a lot of changes that happens actually. It's not only the children that we are working with. It also repels with the families. It also repels with adults. I think this is the changes that we are trying to see, and the system that we are talking about. So a system which has been already created, but how can we enhance or maybe support that system? I think we are building a children of next generation maybe.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, you're right. The children will go back home and impact their families, and hopefully that family will impact the community as well. Yeah, that's brilliant. So Rahul, so when you say that you're working with schools, are you training the teachers and giving them the curriculum to implement that curriculum into the school, or do you yourself go and teach the children? How does it work?
Okay. So we tried both the ways. We do both the ways even now. When we initially started, of course, we started a community-based learning center where we called children to our space. And later, in years that we have understood, we did not want to create a parallel system. So we started training more of young people from the community. We train from the colleges. That's where, if you in the beginning, what you have said is a youth-led development organization. So we have a volunteer base, and which are all young people. So we train young people to go to schools and implement the curriculum. So it's a two process that happens. It's not only the children, but also we are training young people into life skills who teaches them the curriculum.
Wow, wow, so amazing. I mean, you've really put a lot of thought into this, and I think with you're slowly evolving from where you started to where you are today. That's great. So, like I mentioned, I like to keep this conversation short, and I think you have really given us so much information in this short time. So, before I say goodbye to you, I just wanted to ask you. I'm sure you have challenging moments where you feel like you can't go on. What is it that motivates you to keep going and doing what you do?
I think this is a question that I very often ask to myself: what I'm doing, but why am I doing what I'm doing? And one thing that I would love to say, or maybe what I believe, is that we need to have to believe in ourselves ki what we are doing. And of course, it is the most toughest part, I would say, but it also requires a support system in the back, definitely, to keep that and take that you believe within yourself. That belief doesn't comes when the whole other system doesn't support you. But like you say, there will be challenges, of course. But I think, how do we not see the challenge, but how do we see it as an opportunity? And that has helped me to do it in that way. And I believe it works for people who definitely believes in themselves and also believes to create more of such systems. So it was a quote that I really like. Even in every part that I go, I say, even to our young people, that a leader doesn't create more followers, but rather a leader creates more of leaders. And I think if we understand it, the support system that we are trying to create is also similar to that.
Lovely. And you're definitely living and doing exactly that. You are building leaders. And Rahul, I love what you said about looking at a challenge as an opportunity. I think we all need to learn from that. And I hope that whatever you do will grow and that you will impact all these young people and that they will also grow up and do what you're doing. And through you, we can change the world. Thank you, Rahul, so much for being here with me, and all the best. And to all the viewers, I'll be putting his LinkedIn profile in the description box, and please reach out to him and send him all the encouragement and positive vibes possible. Rahul, thank you again, and all the best.
Thank you so much, Anupa, for this. And thanks
Bye.
for doing what you're doing.
Oh,
Lovely.
come on. Thank you, and bye for now.
Bye-bye.